Mike, are you into that stuff or what?
Oh, he's in shape now. No, I can't.
No, you're not.
I was actually talking to Hoskins about our guest coming up, but yes, I didn't hear everything you guys said.
Understood.
You were talking about food. I cannot have those things.
Why?
He's in shape now.
I'm in shape, Rich. I mean, I'm working out. I'm at the gym every
You're
day.
A shape.
I'm in shape.
Wow. Oh, my word.
48 pounds down.
This is not the way I intended hour 3 to begin.
That's disrespectful, right?
If I was 48 pounds, you would think something is seriously wrong with me.
Guys, everybody needs to put their best foot forward here because we have ownership in the house.
We got Miss Renee Montgomery.
Okay, we've got a champion in the house. You understand?
Yeah.
And also,
hey, listen, y'all need to talk nice to yourselves. What's going on out here?
normally, Renee, normally we do. This is not our best foot forward with you. We should, thankfully you're here to class it up, to be honest with you.
Happy birthday, Susie!
She is here. It's good to see you, Renee Montgomery. A Radical Act, Renee Montgomery, is a new documentary right here on Roku. It's streaming exclusively on the Roku channel. There you are in the boardroom. Is that the actual Atlanta Dream boardroom? Where are we in this photograph right here?
Yeah, that's actually the Atlanta Dream offices. That is where it is. It's downtown, right next to State Farm Arena, right next to Mercedes-Benz. So, yeah, it's a nice location.
Okay, if I had told you when you were growing up in West Virginia that you would be the first ever NBA player, let alone champion, to be a co-owner and executive of a basketball team in the professional women's basketball league called the WNBA, what would you have said if I told you that?
I would have said, what are you talking about, Rich? I would have been, it's crazy because at that time, I was really just thinking about winning a championship. So young me would have been like, so does that mean I made it to the WNBA? If I did that, like I would have had so many questions. But man, what a journey. I mean, just think about sports and where sports takes you. It's like, who would have thought from West Virginia, sports would have taken me all the way to Atlanta to be a co-owner and VP. It's wild. It's wild.
So did you always know, like, when did you start thinking, the way to win here is to own something? When did that light bulb go over your head to say there's a bigger way? Renee?
I'd say that light bulb went off when my wife said it to me. Probably just like everybody was like, she brought the idea to me in a sense of every year I was just thinking about winning a championship. I was thinking about, my role on the team. How can I get better? My day revolved around making sure my body was ready. And then when everything started happening in 2020, my wife was like, why don't you buy the team? And I'm like, baby, what are you talking about? Like, don't you know our situation? And, she was just like, I just think that this is an opportunity that you have to really take into account. And the more I started to think about it, the more I wanted it. And once you can't unknow. And so it became a mission after that.
Right. And then to serve as vice president and co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, how much of your day, because again, that's not the only thing that you do, how much of your day is taken up with actual business like that? Well,
man, right now I feel like, we just had a call yesterday with the ownership group. We have another one coming up. We're meeting people, recapping the season. There's a lot going on. I meet with Morgan, our president, weekly. Morgan, Suzanne, and I have a weekly standing meeting. There's a lot to get done because, with the WNBA, we have small but mighty teams. And so we have groups that are doing a lot, and we want to make sure that, we're tapped into what Atlanta wants, tapped into what our athletes want. It's an exciting job, though. Having said all of that, I love that is my actual job. So it never gets old.
How much do you miss playing when you're seeing the Lynx take on the Liberty in a Game 5 of a WNBA? Like, I'll be honest, that took place on a Sunday night. This was also, a Sunday night where there was a Sunday night football game going on and a big-time baseball game going on. And in my household, we had all three on at once, Liberty and Lynx, and then these other games. How much do you miss actually playing? Renee?
Man, I don't know. I feel like I'm still in the game. I pull up on training camp, and if anybody's been to an Atlanta Dream game and seen me courtside, I'm part of the team. Like, I'm dapping up the players. I'm hyped. I'm getting onto the officials the same way. But to your point, It's crazy because so I was on that Minnesota Lynx team from 2015 to 2017, where we went to the finals every single year. 2015, we went game 5 of 5, won the championship. 2016, we went to 4 games and we lost, and then made it back 2017, went to 5 games again, and we won the championship. And a lot of people consider that stretch the best finals ever. You know, they talk about that stretch a lot where it had your buzzer beaters, it had the stars, it had the Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, then it had Candace Parker and her squad, Nneka Ogwumike on the other side. It had it all. And I say that to say that this year, I don't know, man. I think that they might have beaten us. They might take the cake. I mean, they went to 5 games. They had an 18-point comeback, which ties the largest in WNBA Finals history, going all the way back to 1992. Teresa Weatherspoon with the half-court shot. They had, you know, all 4 of the 5 games went to the last shot of the game. We had overtime. We had a 15-point comeback. We had the MVP candidates. We had just everything. So this WNBA Finals, yeah, I think they take the cake of best finals ever. And to your point, going against NFL, going against baseball, and still drawing 2+ million viewers on a night like that. Yeah, it's time. It's up. It's up.
Yeah, and in our household, that was up on the big screen. We you know, when it went to overtime, we decided, you know what, screw the multi-view. We were watching in our household, certainly with our 11-year-old daughter being a hooper who came up with a crucial 4-point play like she was Larry Johnson in Madison Square Garden this very weekend.
Let's go!
Oh, that happened. So I am mandated to ask you, because, again, you're a broadcaster as well as an owner in the WNBA who just admitted you get on officials. How would you have gotten on the officials on the Alana Smith foul on Breanna Stewart at the very end of that game? Where would you have landed on that one, Renee?
So my 2 cents on that is that it's part of the human error is a part of the game. So that's always going to be a part. A block charge call is a bang bang play. That's probably one of the hardest calls to make in the game. But my problem lies with the review. So I feel like there can be human error as we're running up and down and you make a call. But if you make if you throw the flag and I want a review on the play, I think that might be where we need to have a third party coming in, making sure that we get the call right, whatever the call is. So whether that call is right or wrong, that's not my concern. But I think that a lot of other leagues have gotten to the point where they have the Secaucus or they have the HQ where the refs come in, they review it from 100,000 angles, and from their angles, they can conclude that this is the right answer. I feel like that's a better process. So I'm more concerned about the process of things rather than was the call right? Was the call wrong? You're going to have that with human error, but I think the process of reviews, maybe we need a third party.
Renee Montgomery here in the Rich Eisen Show. A few minutes left in our conversation here. Again, the documentary is called A Radical Act. Renee Montgomery, released a couple of weeks ago right here on the Roku portal, where you're watching this show every single day. And if I'm not mistaken, where a news show with Hello Sunshine that is produced by my wife will include you as a co-host very shortly on women's sports every single week, Renee Montgomery.
Wait, Rich, did you just announce that? Like,
I don't care. It's going to happen in this studio, Renee, so I'm just going to announce it. I don't care. I'll just throw it out there. I'm excited for this. This is exciting news. So we're excited about it. That's for sure. And, you know, let me ask you this question, because I think I'm very proud of myself. 10 minutes in, and I haven't mentioned the name Caitlyn Clark yet. So how much from ownership was there a Caitlyn Clark effect? Was it truly real? Bottom line. And obviously there were many talented rookies that came in this year.
Yeah.
But I'll just throw her name out in particular, since that's one that obviously is on a lot of people's minds, Renee.
Yes, I think there's a real effect there. I think that this draft class led by Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, there's a real demand. There's a real following. There are fans that are online, and there's also fans that are following and at the games and wearing jerseys. And there is a real connect there. Like, I even just coming in and seeing the amount of new fans that we have this year, I think that Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, they will have forever changed. You know, they're that crossover group. For a long time, we've known that women's college basketball is probably one of the highest peaks you can be at, whether it's viewership, whether it's how you're treated, whether it's fan attendance. women's college basketball has always been at the top echelon. And so now we were always waiting on that group that carried over the women's college basketball fandom to the WNBA. Like, why was there a disconnect? Why was there super, super strong Tennessee Vol fans and super strong UConn fans? And then they carry over to the pros, but sometimes they'll hit us up and be like, hey, oh, you were my favorite player. Where are you playing at again? Because there's that disconnect between WNBA and college. With Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, I've just seen that carryover has happened. Not just their LSU fans, but the fans that are interested in the college drama, the college matchups, the college everything. Those same fans are excited and interested in these WNBA matchups. That's what's new. You know, we've always had a fan base when it came to women's college basketball. It's just it wasn't carrying over. It is now.
What about the bad blood too, right? I mean, the fact that it's carried over and there's a visceral aspect of this as well that I think plays and definitely brings a level of interest, Renee.
Yeah, you know, I said it on my podcast, Montgomery and Company, that we love when fans are all in. Like, there's nothing wrong with a fan hating the opposing team's favorite player. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's no issue. It's how you go about hating. You can say, like, LeBron James, you're the worst. You can say whatever you want. But if you start to have a racist tone to how you hate, that's when you got a problem. But I love a good fan that can't sleep after the team loses. I love a fan that is so far in that they got their own superstitions that they make sure so that they don't make their team lose. I love that level of rivalry and hate. And, you know, the Lakers, Celtics, if it's the bad blood. But we just got to make sure that we keep the hate in line of sports hate. Don't let it fall over into racism. Don't let it fall over and just make it something different than it is. You can hate a favorite player. Just we got to keep it within the parameters. So, yeah, there is some other stuff happening that, of course, we don't want in the game. But don't get it twisted that we love a good matchup. We love a good rivalry. The sports junkies, we're here for that. But just we want to keep it in the right frame.
No doubt. Absolutely. And I totally agree with you on that. I was referring to the bad blood between the players. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was referring to, like a rivalry between the players, like that they're going to be throwing down on each other or on occasion throwing an elbow or a shoulder. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I that's the sort of stuff that I thought was playing pretty well. I
mean, I'm here for that. And that's been here. And to that point of like anybody that's played against Diana Taurasi, you already know she probably gave half the league their welcome to the league moment. Like, that's just this woman by herself. She gave me mine. You know, it's like, you know, you hear when you catch a bow by Diana or she hits you with an elbow and shoots it. They call the foul on you and she makes it. You know, you in the league. So that's definitely been there because you have players like I said, Diana, who are forever going to be that one that she don't care. Like, there's certain players that she will give you hugs and kisses before the game and knock your teeth out during the game. That is my true story. That is my testimony. So it's like I love it here, and I love that energy is still coming.
But you both went to UConn, Renee. I mean, that doesn't matter. That doesn't cut it.
That's why she does it, and that's why I respect it. Listen, I went to UConn too, so that's why I respect it, and I don't take offense to it because what happens during the game, charge it to my head, not my heart. Like, everybody, we know what it is. But after the game, she want to take you to have some wine and ask you how your family's doing, and I respect that. You know, I was trained the same.
I bet. How do you like your doc?
I love it. Actually, have you seen my doc, Rich?
Renee, I have 3 children, 2 jobs, 2 dogs. I don't watch a damn thing, you know. So no offense, but I do look forward to seeing it.
Okay, Renee. Well, you got to let me know after you see it. But I think that my doc, you know, I feel vulnerable. Obviously, Sandrine, our director, did such an amazing job of taking footage that my wife was taking during those moments where everybody was not around and we're just in the house and someone calls. There's Sandrine right there on the screen. She took archival footage that my parents have just been keeping. A lot of people know my UConn days and into the pro, but a lot of people haven't seen my high school hoop days, those AAU days where, you know, you're just trying to figure it out and get it in. And so she took all of that and made an hour and 44-minute film. The WNBA, we call ourselves one of the 144, even though we're expanding now and it won't be 144 WNBA players. But man, this whole documentary, for me, it's like, wow, usually you see documentaries get made about the person that leads in the stat sheet every time, not the person that's always willing to give the assist or the person that's trying to make other people look good. So just to have a documentary about me and all the journey that I went through to get to where I am, a lot of times people see me and they see how I'm very optimistic and excited and enthused about life. And they almost treat my positivity as like toxic positivity, where I don't see the problems that are going on. But it's like, I've seen the problems my whole career. I've ran into them. I'm 5'6", so I've seen problems all my life. But I just choose to focus on the solutions. And so that's what a radical act is. It's just focusing on the positivity. And of course, there's going to be a lot of negativity around. And of course, in sports, it's a competitive game. But I choose to focus on, like what I can do, how I can win, and leave all the other stuff out.
Outstanding. And it's available right here on the Roku channel. Before I let you go, what's that net from behind you, on your right shoulder?
Oh, this net right here?
Yeah, what's that net?
This is my UConn 2009 undefeated championship net. I was wearing it around my neck all night. I wore it to the parade. Everybody that's seen the photos know I wore it to the parade. Yeah. I slept in it. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this. That's what that net is to me. So
and you got to keep it? That's yours because you put it around your neck and say you dared like Gino to take it off you or something, or like what? Like that's yours?
No, it's crazy because Coach Auriemma, I only have one championship in college. And I say that, and it's like, because when you go to UConn, you're expected to win multiples. So it took me until my senior year to win my one. So it wasn't that I told everybody, here, this is mine. It was crazy that Coach Auriemma that whole season wanted our underclassmen to try to win it for the upperclassmen, because he didn't want us to go down in history as the worst UConn team ever because I didn't get a championship. So this was definitely earned blood, sweat, and tears for sure.
Fantastic. Awesome. Renee, congrats on everything going on with your life and your career, and I look forward to seeing more of you real soon.
Yes, we'll be around. I mean, you burst out the announcement. Shouts to Susie and Cassie and the whole crew, and shouts to Roku fam, baby. We still doing this thing.
That's right, exactly. You've got your documentary, and again with Hello Sunshine, and that'll be exciting. And Susie's in the back right now. She greenlit me coming out here and saying it. Renee.
Okay, good, because I didn't want you to get in trouble, Rich. I was about to say listen.
It's all good. Thanks again. Appreciate you joining. Congrats on everything going on.
Later, guys.
Renee Montgomery. Check out A Radical Act right here on the Roku.
Man, that energy
Sports
is infectious.
Channel. It's no doubt, right?
Love it.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.